perception of our viewers in northern Pennsylvania, our top story tonight affects every single person watching. The New York state budget will be more than $220 billion this year, and it will determine how much of your money goes to education, roads and bridges, health care, and everything else. So much of our everyday life is impacted by this spending. Well, the budget is now weeks late, though we seem closer now to a final deal. I want to share with you some of the headlines out of Albany tonight. LoHUD reported on lawmakers passing that budget extension to keep the state running, pushing back the deadline a few more days. Meantime, the Daily News says New York budget talks inch forward as Hochul and legislative leaders reach a tentative bail agreement. That was a big sticking point, bail. But you also have the issue of housing. Gothamist reports that the governor has dropped the core of her ambitious housing plan as the budget talks drag on. Joining us live now is political analyst Jack O'Donnell, who runs one of the top lobbying firms in the state. Jack, we really appreciate you taking some time for us. Based on your conversations, is a deal done on bail reform as has been reported, and what is that going to look like, you think, once we get the specifics?
Well, it sounds like a deal is close on bail reform. The Speaker of the Assembly this afternoon said the deal isn't done. The language has not gone to members to review yet. And Speaker Hasty really said it has to be part of an overall deal on criminal justice. But what we think they're close on is removing the words least restrictive standard, which is what the governor had asked for. But not including the words dangerousness standard that she had asked for, but also reasserting, as the legislature has asked, that the bail is only to make sure people show up in court. So important distinctions on the language there, but it sounds like we're very close on that.
Jack, it seems that housing has become another kind of thorny issue in these last-minute negotiations. The governor wanted to force local governments to meet these town-by-town targets to increase affordable places for people to live. Is she now abandoning that? Is that how it looks like that part's going to shake out?
It certainly looks right now that the New York State Housing Compact that Hochul had proposed is falling out of the talks. The legislature was supportive of providing incentives for that, but was not supportive of the real crux of it, which would have allowed Albany to overrule local zoning decisions if they didn't meet those marks. And so word coming out of the Hochul administration is now that if they can't have that, they don't want to do it at all.
This latest extension we mentioned is just a few days this time, not a full week as has been done in the past. Does that suggest to you that we really are pretty close to getting this done? And how do you see this playing out over the next couple of days?
Well, that's certainly the message, from the governor's office. And to be clear here in this process, the governor proposes extenders and then the legislature has to vote them up or down. They can't modify them. The legislature hasn't reacted all that well to this Thursday deadline, this shorter extender. So I don't think we're going to have a deal by Thursday, but I do think the governor is turning up the heat here. My optimistic view is maybe this weekend or very early next week.
Finally, Jack, I've got about a minute left. Any surprises that you think we should expect in this? I mean, it's the governor, the Assembly Speaker, the Senate Majority Leader. They're meeting around the clock, it seems, right now, coming up with a compromise. Do you expect anything surprising to come out of that?
Well, the most surprising thing is here we are 18 days late, and for the most part, all of those discussions have revolved around bail and housing, a couple other things. But so far, some of the major issues like how to pay for transit, the MTA and upstate transit, how to pay for some of those things, they haven't really even gotten into those issues. So I expect behind closed doors, they're probably cooking up a couple surprises, but it's too soon to know yet.
Hopefully we'll know in the next few days if it does actually come to fruition by then. If not, more extenders to come. Jack O'Donnell is managing partner at O'Donnell and Associates. Jack, thanks for taking some time.
Thanks for having me.